If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may have built up an extra supply of test strips and lancets. That's where we come in. We'll buy the supplies that you don't need and resell them to those in need to prevent waste. Help us make diabetes management more affordable. Visit us at teststripswithaz.com.
All right, we have Shana Dobson joining the show right now. She returns to action this Saturday at UFC 241 in Anaheim, California. And from Anaheim,
Hey, what's up, guys? It's actually Shana, but it's okay. Everybody mispronounces my name, but it's all good. It's all good. Everybody from you to Dana White. So I'll answer to all of them. But I'm doing good, man. I'm just been chilling here at the hotel. Doing a few small media obligations, but other than that, cut's been going well. Got George Lockhart here feeding me good, so I'm having a good time.
well, I appreciate you doing this, Shauna.
Sure.
72 hours away from this fight
Yeah.
against Sabina Mazo. This is a very exciting fight. How are you feeling? How are those anticipation levels right now?
Man, I'm feeling good. It's almost like strange just how chill I feel, this fight, especially since I've been out of the cage for, about a year and a half now. But I feel good. I feel confident. I feel confident in the work that me and my team have done and that my coaches have done with me. And I'm just excited. I'm hyped to get in there. I'm glad that I'm first fight, get to get in there and finally throw these hands and put to use what we've been training and eat some good food.
We spoke before your last fight against Lauren Mueller, and you promised a banger, you promised a fun fight, and you delivered on that promise. And unfortunately, the decision didn't go your way. And I know you're not the same fighter. You've surely grown and added elements to your game over the last 16 months. But what were you able to take away from that fight and that experience?
Man, every time I get in the cage, it's a learning experience for me. Especially I'm growing up, you know, in the UFC. I'm growing up as a fighter in front of everybody. I came in with little experience. I still have little experience, but the experience that I do have, I would say I'm an entertaining fighter. I'm a fun fighter. I give something different. I give something different that the fans might not normally get to see, especially really amongst the women. So mainly women are going to the ground and I'm mixing it up with different elements, the striking and whatnot. So I think from that fight mainly, I learned. I took away a few things. I don't want to go into it too much because it might play into my game plan that I have coming up here on Saturday. But mainly just don't leave it in the hands of the judges. You know what I mean? Like that leave it all in the octagon. Sometimes that's what you have to do. You got to go out on your shield. So every time that I get in there, I'm gonna take something and we're gonna make adjustments in future camps.
You talk about your short career to this point, and throughout that short career, you have been extremely active throughout that short career. And this is the longest you've gone in your career between fights. And I know you were scheduled to compete back in November, but you had to withdraw from that fight about 5 weeks before due to an injury. So for someone who has been as active as you have been throughout your short career, are you just itching to release that adrenaline in the octagon on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's like I've been out of the octagon, but the way that we train at Team Lloyd Irvin, it's not like I've been missing in action. You know what I mean? Like we train hard, we prepare hard, we spar hard, we make sure that we're ready. We're ready to get in there, and the easy part is the fight. You know what I'm saying? The camp is the grind. So I haven't really feel like I've been missing in action. Probably not till I got here at fight week and going through the motions. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, checking in and doing this and that and photo shoots. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. So it's like a good feeling. It's like a good homecoming, so to speak, for me. So yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped to get in there. For the cage door to shut and me to put on for the fans.
You get Sabina Mazo on Saturday, who had a ton of hype coming into the UFC, and she made her debut back in March, and she lost that fight to Marina Moroz, the first loss of her career. How do you like this matchup? Because I feel with your styles, the way that you both push forward and bring the fight to your opponents, we have a potential show stealer on our hands. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I like that. I like that as you know, I think it's pretty cool because every time anybody gets in the cage with me, that's what everybody is saying is, oh, we got a potential, fight of the night on our hands. So I feel like, when you get in there with me, you're gonna have to fight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna get weird. We're gonna throw different things at you. So I'm excited. I think that's a great matchup for me. I know that she has certain things that she's coming to the UFC with, as far as her hype goes, but she's in the UFC for a reason. I'm never gonna sleep on my opponents, but like I said earlier, I'm just feeling crazy confident, and I feel really good about this fight. Really good about showcasing my different levels and versatility.
Looking at the build up to this fight, seeing the wonderful world, that rabbit hole that is the MMA social media world, I feel like, and you may have seen this as well, this is sort of being pitted as the Sabina Mazo bounce back fight. Like, can Sabina
Yeah.
bounce back? Can Sabina live up to the hype? And I feel like the MMA community may be overlooking you a little bit. That's just the way that I see it. Have you sensed that at all
Yeah.
heading into this fight?
Man, I've been in the gym so much I haven't even been able to pay attention to all that. But yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I've been the underdog a bunch of times. Based on my lack of experience. But I'm the underdog, and then I get in there, and they're like, "Oh, damn!" You know what I mean? They see me fight, and then they see why I'm in there. They see why I have been granted this shot. So that just makes it even more better for me because I'm looking to shock some fans, looking to shock some people, and shut all this Sabina hype down, and I don't know, make some people some money that bet on me. So
Do you thrive off of that stuff? Like, I know you're focused on the fight and everything. Do you enjoy being somewhat under the radar because of the great performance on Saturday? You go immediately from under the radar to the top of everybody's minds moving forward. I mean, it's the first fight of the night. You go out there, have an exciting fight, put on a great performance. You set the tone perfectly for the rest of this night. And this is a huge card, maybe the biggest card of the year, in my opinion. Is that an extra chip you have on your shoulder, that underdog mentality?
yeah, this is a crazy card. I'm really excited to be on this card in particular. It's things are crazy around here in Anaheim with this card going on. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to set the tone. Um, just like when I was on the Ultimate Fighter, I was thrown in there like on the front lines. I was first fight, so it's nothing to me. It's just get in there, and put everything into practice. Get in there and just just entertain. So I guess I don't feel nervous or a chip on my shoulder about uh about this fight. Um, I'm just ready. I guess I am itching, like you said earlier.
Are you feeling the buzz within Anaheim right now? Is everybody in the area just pumped up for this one? I know when there's like a big event in Vegas, people come out in droves. The buzz happens from Monday all the way through Saturday night once the fight card ends. Is it the same way heading into this card that you're noticing since you've been out there?
Yeah, you know what? I think I noticed it when I think Nate got here today. So I think I noticed it when Nate got here. As soon as Nate got here and he started, I don't know if you saw at the open
Oh,
workouts,
I saw
he
it.
started sparking up and stuff. I think everybody was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a night for the books." So yeah, I definitely feel it.
When you visualize this all going down on Saturday night in Anaheim, big fight card, exciting matchup, kicking things off between you and Sabina Mazo. How does this thing go down?
Man, I can never, you know what I mean? That question, I can never tell. Man, I just know when I touch her, she's gonna. That's all I can say, man. Is she's gonna have to face my power. So if she can stand there after I hit her, good for her. If she can stand there for 3 rounds after I touch her, good for her. But I'm gonna keep touching her. I mean, once I touch her, I don't see her being able to take too much more of it. So that's how I see it going down without giving too much away. It could go. We could get it standing up. We could get it on the ground. We've prepared for any way that the fight could go.
Earlier today, I was reading your interview with MMA Junkie, and it was a great piece that Dave Doyle and yourself were a part of. And the piece was about essentially you representing and fighting for more than just yourself in the octagon. With the UFC platform that you're given, how motivating, how important is it for you to use that platform to represent a number of different communities in the fight game and beyond the fight game?
Oh, it's so important. I'm reminded of how important it is when I get, messages from fans with, little girls, Black females, LGBT, those who belong to LGBT community, Jamaicans, everybody, for the whole spectrum, teachers, everybody that can relate to me just a little bit. People from Texas, people from DC, the DMV, anybody that can relate to me just a little bit, that is saying, you're repping me, Shana. I support you. You're repping me. You're representing for our people. Then it reminds me of why I'm doing this and why I decided, okay, I'm okay with being in the spotlight. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, we're all martial artists, and that's why we fight. We don't fight for the likes. We don't fight for the followers and all that, the media and all that stuff. At the end of the day, behind the scenes, we're all martial artists. We're all do the same thing. We all jump rope before a striker practice. You know what I'm saying? We all stretch before jiu-jitsu. We all get it in the same way. So it's super important for me.
I'm glad you mentioned jump roping, because that just brings nightmares to my mind. I am the worst jump roper in the history of jump roping. I'm confident in saying that. You're confident in your fighting world. I'm confident in saying I'm the worst jump roper of all time. Do you have any tips for me anyway, Shana?
You know what is funny? I hated jump roping until I went to the Ultimate Fighter, and Eddie Alvarez made us jump rope every practice, before practice. And I would always hit my damn toes, and I hated it. And then, so it was just like doing it, like, because we did 2 a day. So it was doing it twice a day, every day at Tough. It was like, okay, I'm getting the hang of this jump rope thing. And now it's kind of like a tranquility thing, to get in the motion and get it started before you get the training. So my thing is, like, find a rhythm. Maybe like put on a song and just like go to the rhythm, like twist your hands and go to the rhythm like that.
So find a song and repetition would be your 2 pieces of advice to me.
Yeah, there you go. Song and repetition.
Well, I appreciate that. That is noted. I am going to try that tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you, Shana Dobson.
Send me a video.
Oh, God. Sheesh. It'll be a private thing. We won't share that quite yet. Maybe we'll do it before and after. We could share that later on the Insta.
There we go.
Shana Dobson back in action in a little less than 72 hours, ladies and gentlemen, at UFC 241, taking on Sabina Mazo. Appreciate the time so close to the fight, Shana. Before we let you go, let the folks know where they can follow along with you on this journey via social media. Any shout-outs, anything else you want to get off your chest, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, man, hit me up on Instagram, danger_Dobson. I believe my Twitter is the same. If not, search Shana, Shana Dobson. Facebook, if anybody's still using that, I'm on there too. Shana, Shana Dobson. Hit me up. Give me a follow. Give me a like. Shoot me a message. I'm interactive. I interact with the fans. And send me pictures of whatever good food that you're eating, because I'm interested.
Do you know what that first meal is going to be? Have you already pinpointed that?
Oh, it's some good spots out here in Anaheim that I've been checking out. But like, I know this sounds super basic, but I've been seeing this Pizza Hut commercial for this pizza that has like cheese bites as the crust.
Oh.
I don't know why it's been like teasing me all camp. So as soon as the card is done, I'm ordering that pizza to my room and I'm smashing it.
Well, thank you again, Sean. I appreciate the time. All the best to you on Saturday night, and enjoy smashing that pizza.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.